Hello, wrestling fans. This is Kenny Cummins here of Chilling with Kenny C, right here on TMVCafe.com, bringing you entertainment to your ears. This has been an interview I've been wanting to do for years, and it's finally happening. My guest, professional wrestler, a D1 athlete from Marshall University. She is, I like to call her the pro wrestling resident show pony, Reese Ramone. She is with me right
Thank you.
now. Hey, how's it going?
It's good. Thank you. I love that introduction. Thank you.
Appreciate you. So, it's good to see you. As I said, we've been trying to get this interview to happen
Yeah.
for quite a while, and you've been very busy with school and wrestling, among other things. So, of course, we're in the fall, back to school, getting an education,
Yes, I
cheerleading.
am. Yes, I
So,
am.
so I'm glad to have you and have this chat with you. Let's start off with this past weekend. Bluegrass Western Convention. It's courtesy of Time Warp, FTC, which is your home promotion, from my understanding, and
Mhm.
ACW. So that was a convention. And then there was a wrestling show courtesy of ACW. You was on
Mhm.
the card. So you've been a part of these bluegrass wrestling cons since the beginning.
Yes, I have.
So talk about just being a part of this day long convention slash wrestling show throughout the years.
Yeah, the first Bluegrass kind of did was back in like May of 21,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, and it was in Ashland at the time, and um at the time the show after was hosted at the National Guard Armory. Um under FTC. It was FTC versus ECC, I think, at that time. And I did that, and that was one of the first um multi-person matches I got to do, which was really fun. I was teaming up with Natalia Markova and Sarah Bubbles as Team FTC versus Renee Michelle and Jay Lee and someone else. I cannot remember. To save the life. It's been so long. And someone else. I know she's been at OVW. She was with the mercenary, the I feel so bad. But I remember I it's been a long time. And
Yeah.
then the next time was at the Catlettsburg Convention Center, and I wrestled Kendall Ryan as like a preliminary match to go and challenge for the NWA Women's Championship. And then I won that match and I got to wrestle Camille. And at that point, I didn't even plan like to really be a part of the convention. I was just planning on wrestling that day. But FTC had a couple tables there, and I ended up sitting with Bobby, my trainer, and a very awesome dude named John Cosper. He's an author. He writes amazing books. He has ones on Chris Candido, Wahoo. He's coming out with a new one about Jim Byers, which they are making a movie about Jim Byers. Um, I have like all of his books. Mars, yeah, I've got him right here, actually. I've got one. This is one of the first one he gave me about the amazing life of Mars Bennett and stuff. And one of my favorites is about Chris Candido. I love Chris Candido. And he's great. So I was so fun. I got to sit and talk to people, and I had a couple 8x10s with me, thank God, because people were buying them. And I was like, woo. And yeah. And then, of course, this past weekend, it was the third one I've been a part of. I actually sat at the convention with FTC and FTC's Art of Grappling, the training school. And I then had a match against Danny Moe. And I love wrestling Danny. The first time I got to wrestle Danny was New South
Yes, it
in
was.
Lexington. Yeah, in
Yeah,
Lexington.
Lawrenceburg,
The
Lawrenceburg. Yeah.
Yes. No, this was before they went to Lawrenceburg. This was
Oh yeah, yeah. You're right. You're right. Yeah, it's
it was at
Lexington.
the National Guard Armory there too.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was ready, of course. I probably could have spent less time complaining about my hair. That might have won me the match. But that's okay. That's okay. I have a new game plan for the next match, the next WrestleCon, the next time I see Danny Mo. Because I see Danny Mo, it's obviously I see her at other places. It's not just ACW. So yeah.
Yeah, Danny's very active. Her and Facade,
Yeah.
they travel. I think they're going to Canada soon, from my understanding.
Oh, that's dope. Yeah,
Very, very,
exciting.
very active. So, you know, of course, seeing you at the con on, since the beginning, um, saw your match with Camille, and of course Kendall beforehand. The Camille match, that was definitely one of the best matches I've seen all year.
Oh, thank you.
Given the circumstances, of course, Sue Young was
Hmm.
supposed to be on the card. She was under the weather, and that led you into double duty that
Hmm.
particular day, or technically triple duty if you count you being at the con, then you wrestled twice.
Yeah.
So I'm proud of you for
Thank you.
having that opportunity. I've always felt that you are a solid performer,
Yeah.
very entertaining, all sparkles and everything.
Yeah.
I love sparkles. I love
Yeah, the
sparkles.
first convention I did for Bluegrass Con, I didn't even have like I had my 8x10 set up. I wasn't setting with them. I was actually helping the table with Arn and Brock Anderson. Yeah, so it's cool. It's a cool evolution, and I've been thankful with the opportunities given to me by FTC, by Time Warp and Earl and ACW. I've been very thankful for those opportunities. It's always fun. I love to do it. I love to get to talk to people there. I love to get to meet new people. That's one of and the legends they bring in is super, it's so cool. It's always like the first time I was there, Magnum TA was there, of course, Arn Anderson. Arn Anderson's someone I take a lot of inspiration from, surprisingly. I know I'm only 5'2", but I do take inspiration from the Enforcer. And um, it's really cool like that Dr. Tom there this past time. It's always cool seeing. I think the time before Bobby Fulton's been at one. Bobby Fulton's someone who's awesome to talk to as well. So yeah, it's always like a fun event and it's always I love wrestling there. It's a great atmosphere. So yeah.
All right, so I want to talk about the Nick Show Pony. Very intriguing nickname.
Yeah.
Of course, you have a cheerleading background. We see your athleticism, flexibility on display.
Yeah.
Talk about the how did the show Pony
Talk
nickname come
about
about?
the creating of the show pony. Okay.
Yeah.
So I so I am on the major line for Marshall and I've been dancing my whole life, twirling my whole life. Um, I've always been on stage my whole life and I love to perform. I'm a performer first. I love to perform. That's like the big thing that really drew me in with wrestling was the outfits, the everything, the pageantry and showmanship of it all. That's how I first got into wrestling. My dad was clicking through the channels and I saw like the female wrestlers at the time on SmackDown and I had him stop the channel because I think I saw Cameron. It was Cameron in her in her schoolgirl type gear and I just loved it. And ever since then I started watching it. And so I like wrote this letter to myself when I was 14 in class. It was an assignment to our future selves. I said I was going to go to college and train to be a professional wrestler. And then I just kind of forgot about it. And then it actually happened. So it's cool. I think I manifested it. Um, so of course, when I started training, um, it was very hard for me to find what I wanted to do because I identify with so many things. Like I love art, I love music, um, I love the great American stuff like football and sports. It was so hard to find something. But at the time when I started, I was very into Dolly Parton. I still am. I still love Dolly Parton, but at that time I was going through like this holy country phase. I don't know. I still kind of do. I got the sparkly cowboy hat and everything, and I wear the boots all the time. It's just like um I just was really into Dolly Parton, and my favorite drag queen is Trixie Mattel. And I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do to be different because I didn't want to be dark. I didn't want to have a dark character because there were so many girls at that time in this area that were dark and had all this, and it wasn't me. Like I really wanted to do something that that really was me, that really was about being over the top and everything. And so I was just scrolling on Instagram and I saw Orville Peck. He's a country music artist. And because obviously I bring up like Dolly Parton and Trixie Mattel because Trixie Mattel and Orville Peck did work together. And so I was on Instagram and he had a jacket and it said the show pony on the back. And I was like, okay, well, I've never heard that before. It's different and it encapsulates everything I'm about and everything I would love to be. And I thought it was right because, people used to accuse me of showing off a lot. So I was just kind of like, okay, I think that's what I'll do. And then I just kind of rolled with it. And yeah, so that's how the show pony moniker came about. Yeah.
Hey, given your cheerleading background, I mean, you
Mhm.
gotta be show off in some way, shape,
Yeah,
or
I'm always
form.
like every weekend it's very like there's a lot of glamour to being with the band and stuff. Like you got to be loud, you got to be larger than life because, I'm down here on the field. Wherever I am, I may be inside the band, I may be out on the front, but the crowd's all the way out there. The press box is all the way out there. You have to be larger than life. You have to be looking up and presenting upwards for everything all the time. And we have all those sparkly uniforms you'll see on my Instagram and everything. um yeah, it is very show off and it's very theatrical, and it's a spectacle. It's something, people don't go to football games to see themselves. They're going to watch like the pageantry of it all. They're going to see the marching band, hear the marching band be louder than life. Seeing, people like the football players almost being like gladiators and stuff, like going at each other. So it's a spectacle. I love football for the pageantry of it. So yeah. It is all something. It was just an all-encompassing moniker that I thought I could really roll with and go with. So yeah.
And I, as a fan, appreciate your show offness.
Well, thank
Yeah.
you. It's
But
very it was a bold choice to go with. I was very nervous coming up with everything I wanted to do because it wasn't like a lot of stuff I've seen, especially the gear. It's yeah, everything was a bold choice. And I'm glad it worked out because I was terrified to get into wrestling. I was like, what if but I was just a constant what ifs in my head, but I'm very thankful I did, and I'm very thankful to have found a group of people that supports me in what I'm doing. And I'm very thankful to have such a good network within wrestling and outside of wrestling as well. So yeah.
so, earlier this week, I
Mhm,
interviewed Sarah Bubbles,
mhm,
and we talked about this match coming up. You and her, Wout 33 Wrestling. It's going to
mhm,
be at West Virginia on November the 4th. You two, part of FTC, obviously, you have wrestled in numerous promotions here and
mhm.
there. And for what Sarah told me, this is a female one promotion, which I found very amazing. Um, so talk about this match you got coming up with Sarah on November 4th.
Okay, so yes, that's true. Route 33 is female ran. It's ran by this amazing lady. Her name's Jessie McCumbers. She is awesome. It is in Spencer, West Virginia, which is about a couple hours away from me. Always a great atmosphere, very fun. Um, I have wrestled Sarah in multiple promotions, FTC being the first one and the main one. I've also wrestled her at Buckeye Wrestling Alliance, and I have wrestled her once before at Route 33 too. So, you know, so we're going in with a little bit of a history at Route 33. Um, she got me with the X Factor, you know, but I'm coming in with a game plan. I promise I will deliver because I have been at Route 33. I know the landscape. I've went there and I wrestled Judy Ray. I understand what's going on. I understand the atmosphere, what's the ins and outs of Route 33. So I'll be ready, I'm gonna go in there. I'm not gonna go in there acting like I already know everything she's gonna do. And I hope she doesn't do that to me, Like I'm ready to go in there, win it fair and square like I do everything, as you know, fair and square. And I'm gonna come in, with everything I got, just like I always do. That's the big thing. I saw she said some stuff about me, but honestly, I haven't even listened to it yet. I should. Is it nice? Is it nice? Have you listened? Have you
Um,
listened? Can you tell me?
yes. So I've seen the clip.
I haven't. I
She,
saw that there was one,
yeah,
but I haven't.
it's on her Instagram, and I guess she's. I mean, with a promo like that, it can't be nice. So of course she's gonna say something here and there.
No.
So she
I'm
uh,
always nice in my promos. What are you talking about? I'm always nice when I talk.
yeah, I know you're nice. You're definitely nice to
Yeah,
me.
I'm very
So
friendly.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
you are very friendly.
Thank
Conventions and
you.
wrestling shows. You inspire me. I'm wearing some sparkle shoes. I've got some gold
Good.
shiny
I'm
shoes.
I'm glad. Be bold.
So
Be out there.
you and people tend to like it. So I keep wearing it. Now I'm about to buy me some silver shiny shoes.
You have
Yeah.
to. It's
So
different
yeah,
and it's a bold choice.
yes. So
I support it.
thank you, Miss
Yeah.
Ramone. Appreciate you. So check it out. Wild 33 Wrestling, Sarah versus Reese. The
Hmm.
next chapter in the historic rivalry. November the 4th, Spencer, West Virginia. There's a female one promotion. Please support independent wrestling.
Yes.
Please
I'm pulling up
support.
the details right now, actually.
Yeah,
Okay. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. It's
no,
on Instagram at Route 33 Wrestling. It's just straight up Route 33 Wrestling. And it's at the the armory there. You'll see it and once you get into Spencer, you'll see it. The address is 207 East Main Street, Spencer, West Virginia. The doors open at 6. There's a 7 p.m. bell time. There's tickets available online or at the door. Kids 5 and under are free. And there's wrestlers like usually before that time's meet and greet when the doors open, and intermissions and meet and greet as well. And it's great. I always love wrestling there. Always have a good time wrestling there. So it's all business. So yeah.
all business indeed. Speaking of social media, you can follow Reese at Reese Show Pony on Instagram, X. Well, we're still calling it Twitter. I don't
I
care.
call it Twitter too. It's
I
okay.
think I think we all in a whole agreement in that regard. TikTok as well. She posts wrestling content. She posts her cheerleading work as well. Get in board. Get on get on board with the show pony and check her out on these wrestling events. Of course, I
Yes.
appreciate seeing you at the New South Wrestling. And as I told you, so they moved to Lawrenceburg as
Moved
of
to
earlier
Lawrenceburg.
this year, and
Hmm.
you was in the first woman match for that particular building since they opened the doors.
So I was against Kendall Ryan. Yes,
Yes,
I was.
so you're in the history books in that
And I
regard.
won it fair and square with Scott Diamond and the Diamond Enterprises along my side. That's right.
Yes, shout out to Scott.
Period.
Shout out to
That's
Scott
right. That's what
Diamond.
I'm saying.
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
you got any other upcoming shows other than November 4th?
Next weekend. Let me pull it up. Let me pull it up.
Okay.
Next weekend is FTC Wrestling. We will be in Huntington, West Virginia. It will be at the Fourth Avenue United Methodist Church. It's actually a fundraiser for that church, and Sue Young will be there. It's really cool. How much are tickets? $15 front row, $10 you bring your own seat. Yeah, so I don't know what exactly I will be doing, but I will be there. And November the 4th is Route 33. I'm still looking to fill up November with wrestling. The thing about me is I have to work between football stuff too. So like this October I did the Bluegrass convention. I worked, yeah, I wrestled in South Point, and then I will be at FTC. I was in South Point for Power Slam Pro, and then I will be in Huntington, where I am from. Excited. Um, Next weekend, and then the weekend after that I have a performance for band. So I'm always working around performances and football games. Like next Thursday I have a football game here at home versus James Madison. And November is pretty full of football games too. Um I think the 11th and 18th are filled with football games as well. So it is quite possible that Route 33 will be my November appearance. I will double check on that. I Before I start posting because I like to post on my Instagrams and stuff, like kind of like just a little post saying where I'll be and when, because I also share the flyers to everything on my story and also try and post those as well in advance just to let everyone know. And I normally at these shows, I'm out there for meet and greets and selling 8x10s and stuff. So yeah, as of right now, Route 33 is my November appearance, unless something comes up because stuff comes up with band all the time. Like they might add a performance somewhere. Like they added another performance next weekend and we'll be in Logan, West Virginia, performing for their marching bands because they're trying to get their marching band program back up in that area and they asked us to come there. Just things like that appear. And of course, December is also going to be very limited on wrestling appearances because that is bowl game season and championship conference championship season and parades, Christmas parade season. So it's um it's very difficult to get wrestling in there, but I do because I love it and because I want to expand my horizons, stay out there. I love People ask me all the time how I do it with classes, with wrestling, with band, with all the extra stuff I do. I'm also in a sorority and stuff, and I'm in various engineering clubs and stuff across campus. And I keep it balanced. I try and keep everything up, and everything benefits one another. I love being on the go, so it doesn't really bug me. And yeah, I just love to stay out there with wrestling, and it's I have done a football game and then gone to a show before, so it's not out of the ordinary. It's just they only announce kickoff times within 10 days of the game actually happening because of TV and all that stuff. So it's very limited, and I do not like to take appearances in December until I am for sure if we're bowl eligible and what bowl we are going to and working around that. So yeah, I will keep everybody posted on where I'll be and when though. But yes, you can catch me next weekend in Huntington, West Virginia at FTC Wrestling, and then November 4th in Spencer, West Virginia at Route 33. And I've shared both of those on my stuff, and you can also go to the respective pages. FTC Wrestling is literally just FTC Wrestling on Instagram, and it's also on Facebook. And FTC's Art of Grappling is also on Facebook and Instagram too. If you're interested in training in the area, Bobby Blaze is amazing. It's been all over the world. I have his books. Um, they're just in my gear bag. I take him to every show with me. I take his work with me, and I take John Cosper's books with me everywhere. Just to do some reading. I really have them with me at every wrestling event. They're in my bag, and they're in my gear bag, and that's in my car. Or I would show you, please. You should buy Pin Me, Pay Me in his other book. They're great. You should look into John Cosper if you really want to know more about wrestling history and just personal accounts from wrestlers, families, other wrestlers that were around them if they're deceased. They're amazing books, and I am very thankful to be friends with both of them. So yeah, but yeah, check those out, and yeah, that's really all I've got to say. I just wanted to provide an explanation for as to why um I don't have all my dates laid out yet because
It's
I don't know
it's
myself.
it's all good. I'm just happy that you're happy with what you're doing
Yes.
with wrestling and cheerleading and everything else in between. So it's good to see you at these conventions, at some wrestling shows. I seen you in New South, and I seen you at the Bluegrass Con, and now it's just a matter of seeing you in FTC because I've been to an FTC show and
Yeah.
at the Ashland County Fair. I
Big
think
cat.
my yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
I was at
um,
Big.
yeah. So
That's where I was. So
so, but it's so good to have this chat with you. Thank you so much.
yes, I enjoyed it
Um,
very much. I've been meaning to do this forever. It's just the schedules have been very conflicting and not easy to work with. So I appreciate you for working with me so much and being very forgiving and very open to times and time adjustment. And I would love to chat again. Um, yeah, so please check me out at Reese's Show Pony on all of my stuff. I'm trying to also expand on different apps like Tumblr and Visco just because I want to share random photos, and I feel like that's the best way to do it. I also do that on my Instagram story. I love sharing random photos. I just love taking photos and capturing like every moment of my life, no matter how like crazy or how mundane it is. I love it because I think we got these devices, we got access to the internet, but we also have access to capturing memories. So I love doing that. So yeah, I appreciate you for giving me an outlet to talk, and I really do appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm actually scrolling through your Instagram right now as you're talking. I love the Toon Squad.
You love the
Just
Toon Squad jersey? Thank you.
yes, I do. Look, people say what they want about Space Jam, but that was a childhood favorite. I even watched the
Yeah.
sequel, so yeah, you got the Lola Bunny vibes there.
Thank you. I
So
actually I it's it's a really nice jersey. It's like it's got the Jordan 23 on the back, and I actually got it for free on campus we have a thrift store and they were having like a free event where you could take whatever as long as you were a Marshall student. And so I got that jersey. I got an Isaiah Thomas Celtics jersey, and I got a KD Team USA jersey for free. And I have a jersey collection. So yeah, and that look came about because it was like after some performance for Marshall, and I just wanted to wear something I could breathe in. So it's still the summertime. So I was like, that's it. I love that jersey too. So I appreciate you loving it as well.
So speaking of sports, I see you walking the Bengals shirt there. You are a proud member of Who Dey Nation.
Yes,
So
I am. I really am. And I've been there since before Joe Burrow. Okay, I was actually at the mall earlier.
yeah,
Okay, and I bought something very cool. Let me
okay,
get it out.
all right.
Okay, let me show it to you. It's
Okay.
like an authentic 1970s like Bengals poster.
Oh,
Yeah, it's authentic. And I got it at a cards show that was going on at the mall, and I only paid $30 for it. So he said he bought this whole collection of like Sports Illustrated stuff, and I saw it and I was like, I have to get it. So yeah, no, I love the Bengals. I've been there since before Joe Shiesty was there and
yeah,
Dalton was there. So I'm not bandwagoning, okay? I have been a
nice.
fan.
So I used to live in Cincinnati, and I've been around a lot of Bengal fans. So it's good to see them have something to cheer about. Of course, I'm a Joe Burrow fan because he came from Ohio State. I'm an Ohio State fan, so I always root for the Buckeyes, no matter where they go. And I think Joe has a bright future with Cincinnati.
Yeah,
Obviously, they've got off to a rough start in the season, but I think they'll be okay as the season progresses. So yeah, shout out to Who Dey Nation. I love Cincinnati. I love the
yes, I love
city.
Joe Burrow too. I
So
I love him as I think he's a great athlete. I think he's got a great message when it comes to stuff. And yeah, I love the Bengals and I've been a fan since I was very little. So yeah, thank you for pointing it out. I appreciate
yeah,
it.
that see if there's one thing I love to do is put people over. And I easily put you over. So
I
you've
appreciate
you've
it.
been you've been really good to me these past few years. And I appreciate you. I definitely believe you definitely have a bright future in wrestling. You got a
Thank you.
bright future in cheerleading as well. So I'm looking forward to with the year winding down. I know you in to big things in 2024. So um
Yes, that's when I plan to really pick it up with wrestling after football season. Um, I've got a lot of stuff in store with wrestling, different merchandise ideas, stuff like that, different ways to just get myself out there in a way because I'm about art and stuff, and it's just I wanted to find a way I could be into it, and I'm planning to travel a lot more in 2024, um talking with different companies and stuff. I'm just very honest with them. I don't I tell them I'm like, hey, I can't promise anything in December. I can't, or I have a game that day. So we're for sure looking for 2024 to definitely be like a year of expansion. And I'm really excited about it. I'm excited about all the places I'll end up in 2024, continuing my training. I train weekly, every single Tuesday and Thursday, up in Ironton with Bobby Blaze. It's invaluable, and I'm just excited to see where that's going to go. But 2024 is definitely when you can bank on seeing me on a more consistent basis out wrestling, like weekends and everything. That's definitely when it will be more consistent and like more out there in different places. So yeah, I'm excited. I appreciate you being a supporter. So thank you.
well, I will say on behalf of New South Nation for New South Wrestling, definitely love to see you back there in 2024. That women division is heating up. So The more the
Yes, I've seen
merrier.
it. Lots of great talent there. Lots
So,
of great talent.
and I'm definitely looking forward to seeing more big opportunities headed your way. You went up against a former, well, she was the women's champion at the time, Camille. You went up
One
against Danny
time,
Moore. This
yes.
one time, she's awesome. You went up against Danny Moore. Went up against a lot of household names in
Yeah,
wrestling.
Lady Frost.
Lady Frost. I mean,
Lady Frost was my first New South match in the
yes,
ice
I
ring.
was there. I was
Yes,
there. I think that was quite fitting to have her there, given ice.
yes,
Yeah, so that was some clever booking on Anthony Presley's part. Shout out to him.
yes.
Um,
Love Tony Presley. Yeah.
so shout out to the boss man. It's great to have you on,
Thank you.
Reese. And you have a very one more thing. You have a very catchy theme song. I must
Thank you. Oh my
confess.
gosh, let me talk about that real quick.
Yes,
Okay.
please
So,
do.
okay, so it's custom music. It's by Rocky the Ramone. He's the dude who does music for Jim Cornette. And he reached out to me and he wanted to do music. And I was like, let's do it. And he did. He did an awesome job. You can find him on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, Instagram at Rocky the Ramone. He's awesome. And I think, did he just go to Japan? I don't know. I think he did, unless I'm
Yeah,
crazy. I'm
yeah,
making
you did.
stuff up. But he made that music. He does music for Jim Cornette as well, Jim Cornette's podcast. He would enter like the competitions and stuff, and he would just win so much. And then he ended up just doing, I think, some music for him as well. I might be wrong on that. I know he does. I know he's had music on Jim Cornette for sure, his podcast. So yeah, big shout out to Rocky the Ramone. Thank you. I love that music. It is very different, and it's very awesome to say like only wrestling like 2 years in that I have my own custom music and to have it done by such an awesome person is awesome. It's just I've had so much fun with wrestling. So yeah.
That is one of the most catchiest theme songs I've ever heard.
Thank
Like
you.
I be like, why fans are being fans. I'm like, I'm spelling your name. Like, yeah,
Thank you. Yes, it spells it
yes,
out. Yeah, so
yes, yeah.
big shout out to Rocky the Ramone for
Rock,
that one. Did an
Rocky the
awesome job.
Ramone. All right, well, that's gonna conclude the interview. Y'all check her out on all the social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Reese Show Pony. She's got the show coming up, FTC in Huntington, West Virginia, next weekend, and then on early November 4th, Route 33 Wrestling up against Sarah Bubbles. You
Mhm.
take care, Reese, and thanks again.
Thank you.
All right, you have a good night.
Bye.
All right,
Too.
all right.